what Sachin Tendulkar did on April 24th, 1998 in Sharjah. The greatest match he played was on that day. Not because it was like some World Cup or something, not because India won or something, because the game itself was the most interesting thing. Take engineering that way, like, it is because it is fun, it is nice. You can change the world around you. Shall we start now? Hi, I'm Balaji. I started my life in Trichy in the center of Tamil Nadu, and most of my childhood in the early days were spent in villages in rural Tamil Nadu, especially the Delta region of Tamil Nadu. My dad has had a job in the Indian Bank, and so that means moving around the country all the time. It was quite interesting that the formative years spending in the villages around there. It got me some quite interesting insights into what people around there did, and it's a pretty fascinating place for history. It is the core of the Chola Empire, and that means amazing architecture, amazing history. But also following my dad to all those places where like the bank would give the loans and then follow the entrepreneurs. Give me a good exposure to what different entrepreneurs do, like what worked and what did not work. A lot of them are small entrepreneurs, but like even in first, second, third standard, I would go to these places where the bank gave the loans and where my dad would talk to the entrepreneur on how things went. So since then I made up my mind, like I want to be an entrepreneur. Like it could be a success or a failure, but I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And the sixth standard I moved to Delhi, and it was a big shock for us, for me especially, like moving from a small village in rural Tamil Nadu to moving to Delhi, everything from language to the different education system and so on. And in Delhi it was like power was going around everywhere in terms of people would we went to a dinner with a person, and later they turned out to be raw agents, and it was fascinating. You could randomly meet up with people who might be in different points of power. Then my family moved to Chennai in 95, and so Chennai is what I consider as my key hometown, because I have my home in Chennai and my parents live in Chennai. And then for my college I went to Madurai, so that is a place where it had a lot of core engineering happening, and it still has a lot of connections with India's core defense establishment, both DRDO and ISRO. They have their connections over there. And in my first year I got a chance to meet Dr. Abdul Kalam. So he didn't become the president yet. He comes to our college often, and because we had a lot of tie-ups with DRDO, and that one trip where he came in, he made a sudden trip, and we students got a chance to present to him. That was a key changer in my life. And he became the president the following year, and I got a chance to meet him at Rashtrapati Bhavan. It was a very interesting experience for me. I went to Delhi for a tech fest in IIT Delhi, and I thought I met the president before he became I met Dr. Kalam before he became the president in our college. Why not let me write a small letter to him, talking to him about what I was doing. So I just walked up to Rashtrapati Bhavan. I was still a teenager back then, and I just wrote a letter. I want to meet the president. I met him at my college, and I had something interesting stuff going on. So I could not meet his PA, but some front door person. He was some random dude is coming, and I want to meet the president. So but he just still humored me, took the letter. I said promise me I will send to the president, and then I came, and then I forgot about it. The next day was I stayed with my uncle during the tech fest, and he got a call from the president's office, and he initially thought it was a prank call, but it eventually turned out to be from president's secretary called him did they have time to meet that day. That was a most amazing day for me. So it was in February 2003. And then so I that day I got to meet the president in his office, and I expected a bunch of bodyguards and like bunch of like secretaries around going around in this thing, and I was coached for 2 hours on what to do with it. I had no one to ask like how do I speak to a president in Rashtrapati Bhavan. It is one thing to meet president at a function, but another thing to meet him at the Rashtrapati Bhavan itself. So I was coached by his secretary, like, don't do this and that and all those things. And then I expected this, like, big coterie of people around him, and I led into a room, and there was just Dr. Kalam, like, just doing that was like a dream time. Like, for next 40 minutes I got a one-on-one to talk to him, and he went through my papers one by one and went through this, and like he pointed out to mistakes, he pointed out to like the good parts. And it is amazing. Like, back then even my professors did not go into my paper that much, and the president of India was going through my papers patiently, and that was the greatest day in my life so far. And then and 6 months later, once again, I got invited by the president, like, to come to Rashtrapati Bhavan during the Independence Day time. It was again quite amazing time. So those 2 days I would, like, kind of frame in my mind as apart from my wedding. These are my key things that I always remember. Those things get played all the time. And then, like, I got scholarship to do my masters at University of Maryland, Baltimore County. So that time I didn't have much money to spend on education at all. So I applied to a few top institutes, but I told them, like, I would not be able to pay a single rupee. I didn't have money at all. So if you give me scholarship, I'll come, or I will do something else. So this institute gave me full scholarship right out of the bat. And so all I had to do is, like, buy an air ticket, and even for that I had to take a loan. And I bought my one-way air ticket, got to the US, and still, like, it was a big shocker to me. Like, because my college was in Madurai, which is a more conservative small town, and going from there to the US directly, it was pretty interesting experience.